Howie Roseman and the Philadelphia Eagles are not done yet. They are ready to make another splash here at the trade deadline, working on the phones, trying to target a DB, more specifically a safety. And the good news is, guys, there are a ton of not only talented DBs, but there are a ton of extremely elite safeties on the market right now. Chinn, Kevin Byard are just a few names that are rumored to be, on the trade block right now. And if the Eagles can land one of these guys, it could be over for the entire NFL. Before we jump into the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, and comment down below which one of these safeties would you want on the Eagles. But without any further ado, let's jump right into the video. Now, the first guy on my list is Chinn, an absolute star safety, nickel, linebacker here for the Carolina Panthers. Now, the Panthers are in what seems to be a complete rebuild. They are going to be, sellers at the deadline. Already Terrace Marshall, Dante Jackson, and now Chinn, maybe even Brian Burns on the market right now for them. They're listening to calls, but Chinn is going through an injury right now, so I don't know how available or if it will affect his trade market. But if the Eagles can, get their hands on a guy like Chinn, it could be game-changing for the rest of their season. Now, as we all know, all my Eagles fans know, Darius got an injury. Reed Blankenship is, struggling with some injuries. Bradley Roby also down. Sidney Brown, Eli Ricks, all these guys are struggling with health right now, so they need to get at least more healthy in this secondary. Now, Chinn, like I said, he's going through an injury. We don't know if he's going to be available or if it will affect his trade market, but this is a guy that can change the game on a bunch of different levels. He's a sideline type of player. Like I said to start his intro, he can play in the nickel, he can play in the box, or he can play as a deep safety as well, and he's just very good at making plays. Now, when you look at the Eagles DB room right now, or their stats in their secondary, they're not too great. I mean, they're ranking number 32 in interception percentage, dead last. They're dead last in getting interceptions. They're ranking number 14 in sack percentage, number 20 in pass yards allowed per game, number 29 in passes allowed per game. So overall, their pass defense hasn't been amazing, and I think Chinn is a guy here who has over 317 tackles, 4 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, 2 interceptions, and 17 pass deflections as well. Is a guy who can really transform this Eagles defense for the good, and I do think if they can get their hands on him, he would be an elite addition to their squad for at least the rest of this season. Now, the next guy I have on my list here is Kevin Byard. He wears number 31 here for the Titans. Now, he doesn't make all these tackles. These aren't all just plays from him, but this guy is one of the more short tacklers in the NFL. He's also a ball hawk. Just a couple of years ago, back in 2020 and 2021, this man was known as, one of the best players in all the football in the secondary. And yes, he is getting up there in age. He is 30 years old. But if the Eagles, who are just maybe 1-2 players away from winning a Super Bowl, you go out and do this. Now, the reason why the Titans would want to go out and make this trade is strictly because they have no draft capital. So yes, Kevin Byard is getting up there in age, but if you can give up a 4th-round pick for a guy who can make all the tackles in the world, but can also make some interceptions. I mean, let's look at his stats throughout his career. 673 tackles, right? 463 of those were solo. He also has 4 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries, and get this, 27 interceptions throughout his career, as well as 63 pass deflections. This guy would come in here and be a day 1 starter and definitely help them get back to where they were last season. They lost a lot of guys throughout free agency last year in terms of some linebackers and some DBs, but Kevin Byard, isn't the best safety in the league right now, but he can still compete as a top 5 guy in the league right now. And like we said, mentioned throughout the entirety of this video, the Eagles are going through a ton of injuries right now. Their secondary is getting, beat up. Avonte Maddox out for the season. Darius Slay's, banged up a little bit. Bradley Roby, who they got off the free agency market, he's, banged up a little bit. I mean, Reed Blankenship, they need to add more pieces. And I feel like Kevin Byard over here is not only realistic, but he would be such a smart move for them to get. Not only is he helping in the running game, but he helps in the passing attack as well. He can create some interceptions. He can play near the line of scrimmage. He can do a lot of things very well here, and he's done it for the Titans over the entirety of his career. And I do think, as he doesn't get the tackle there, does help out with the guys. Let me know who you guys would want the Eagles to go out and snag. I mean, there's Justin Simmons, there's maybe Budda Baker could be available, but Kevin Byard might be the cheapest, but still most effective. And then you have Jeremy Chinn, who might be a little bit injured right now. Don't know if he's going to get traded or not, but I do like him as well. So comment down below your favorite player that could potentially get traded here for the Eagles. So let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.